a haze. Gung ho's voice echoes in the din. Brother, you holding up in that skin. Shoulders broad, stance ready, bold. United against the fear and the cold. Scars on flesh, scars on soul. Brothers in arms with stories untold. Heroes and dark warriors of the light. Tunnel rat fights till morning twilight. Boom, boom, gonna cut the wire. Hopeless views don't feed the fire. Boom, boom, silence in the night. Tunnel rat lives for this fight. Oh! Gonna cut the wire. Hopeless fuse don't feed the fire. Boom, boom, silence in the night. Tunnel rat lives for this fight. Hamas visage carved in every scene. Story of the warrior, the unsung engineer. Combat crawl through the deadly maze. Explosives whisper secrets in a haze. Hamas visage carved in every scene. Story of the warrior, the unsung engineer. Combat crawl through the deadly maze. Tunnel rat lives on this fight. Hamas visage carved in every scene. Story of the warrior, the unsung engineer. Combat crawl through the deadly maze. Explosives whisper secrets in a haze. Gamo's visage carved in every scene. Story of the warrior, the unsung engineer. Combat crawl through the deadly maze. Explosives whisper secrets in a haze.
Big deal. I got kicked out of kindergartens with tougher playgrounds than this.
Cut the macho, tunnel rat. Now do it!
Gung ho's voice echoes in the din. Brother, you holding up in that skin. Shoulders broad, stance ready, bold. United against the fear and the cold.
Yo, Joe, listen up, I got a story to tell about a guy named Logan. Oh, he's so swell. He's the G.I. Joe gamer. Cool and weird, dropping off his characters, heroes and villains at midnight we shout. Yo, Joe, or Cobra, trucking up to G and a Cobra tie. Joe's got snake eyes, a silent ninja in black. Quick with his swords, he'll give you a heart attack. Then there's two the leader, so bold, gung ho, always ready to fight and make those cameos. And we can't forget about Scarlet, the ultimate girl power. A fierce warrior, she'll make her enemies cower. Cobra's got Destro to supply the weapons. Cobra command, plots and schemes. She's ruling the world in his dreams. Zartan is never what he seems. And Baroness spots that black leather outfit. Shoots you quick and slipped out the back of the head. Yo, Joe, Cobra, Logan's here to give his G.I. Joe taste. Oh yeah, Yo, Joe, Cobra, talking characters, it's a G.I. Joe thing.
Greetings. From the Hilt cautions that this program may contain mature content, possibly even strong language, violent implications, and sexual innuendos. Viewer discretion is advised. In spite of all that, we hope you enjoy the show. Thank you.
Greetings, I'm Logan, the G.I. Joe Gamer, and I'm back today for another Joe Takes, and today we're talking Tunnel Rat from the Hilt. Got everything set up, so first off, we're going to start out of the gate by looking at the vintage Tunnel Rat. Mine still even has all the paint on it. I fixed it up and had to replace the O-ring today, but he's still in really good shape, has both thumbs and his crotch. So, you know, for being from 1987 when I bought it, I think that did pretty good. The only thing I'm missing is on this massive backpack that he has. As you can see, It's a little back heavy, but he has this massive backpack, and there's these little flashlights that come out. And I only have one of these. There's supposed to be two that fit right down in these holes. If I can put it back in there. There we go. Yeah, see, there's these two little holes there, and I've got one in the other one. So I'm missing the other one, but you know, over time, who knows? Let me get some background music going here, and then we'll check on the chat and say hello. Does he come with a tunnel? Hello, my bro, Sith. How you doing? It's good to see you. Well. Saturday Hill time. I suppose so. Good to see you. Now, this particular figure came with a satchel that goes over the shoulder, and they never really made these long enough to go over the shoulder like this very well. This one was okay. A lot of times you can display them just going over one arm and not over the neck, but I like to display them like this because, you know, Tunnel Rat's a very cool character, and what most people don't know about Tunnel Rat, or maybe everybody does know, I don't know, it's been almost, well, let's see, 1987, so yeah, it hasn't been quite 40 years, but it's pretty close. Is that his head sculpt, he was designed after the comic book creator Larry Hama, and so he has Larry Hama's face. So the comic book writer who wrote most of the G.I. Joe comics back in the 80s got his own action figure, and he actually seemed to like Tunnel Rat. He used him a lot. I'm going to set him here as we take a look at something we don't normally take a look at, and that's going to be some of the modern 25th anniversary style figures. Now, this one has a gun and a holster here that you can take out. It's not sculpted on, and a knife you can take out, but they, for some reason, put it on the right side. One on the original, it was on the left. So we've got the modern and the vintage Tunnel Rat here next to each other. Now, this one is a decent figure. I like the way they sculpted a lot of these, and this head sculpt actually looks more like Larry Hama than the original. But what it's really missing is a lot of the cool face paint. I mean, there's a bit there, but not like the original. Now, they came out with another modern one, and in the vintage line, they actually came out with two other Tunnel Rats, but it was the same mold. And I didn't get in the habit. If I had the figure, I usually didn't get the one that was the same, but with just different colors. I wish I had now as an adult collector, but this particular Tunnel Rat here at the vintage line came out two other times, and the first time was as Night Force, and the second time was as a Sonic Fighter. I don't have the Sonic Fighter or the vintage Night Force, either one of those, but I do have the Night Force version of the modern line, and I have all his gear for that. Is Tiger off the side playing with Scarlet? No, actually, Tiger's napping right now, but like a big old tiger, she's taking a nap. She's going to be awake for tonight, I hope. Now, see the difference in the guns here. See how this Tunnel Rat I have all the gear out for. I have the gear for the other modern Tunnel Rat, but I couldn't find it. It's all mixed in with all the others. I wish I'd never done that at the time. But the main difference is the tripod on the gun here. This is down instead of up. Still one solid piece of plastic. His bag actually says TNT on it. So they made some improvements, but the backpack does not have flashlights on it, which is I found interesting due to some of the improvements that they made on the modern figure. Now, I do have two of the classified Tunnel Rats. I have both the classic version of him, and then I have the Night Force. So we'll take a look at the classic version and compare him up to both the modern, vintage and modern here in just a second. Now, this gun actually has the tripod, but it can actually fold out or fold up. It's kind of cool. Hello, Kenneth Bird. Welcome. It's good to see you. Talking Tunnel Rat today. All right. But it is pretty much the same gun as the original. As you can see, they did a pretty good job of keeping it very similar. They made the scope a little smaller, but that's okay. Very similar. And it's not the same exact gun, but it's still, they did a pretty good homage to the original. Now, he does have a backpack complete with flashlights, and as you can see, they're actually, the flashlights there are actually painted in with a bluish green color, which is kind of cool. He's got the knife on the left side like the original, and he's got the pistol that comes out right there out of the holster. And then he's got his satchel, does not say TNT on it, it's blank like the original. But this one actually has the body paint on the forearms and on the face. Let's see if I can get that to where it focuses so you guys can see the really cool body paint on this figure, which the Night Force version doesn't have. The original Night Force figure didn't either. So they stayed true to that. And I'll be taking a look at his accessories here in just a minute as soon as we take a look at the Night Force version. The only difference between these two figures, other than colors, is the night vision gear that Tunnel Rat comes with. Other than that, it is pretty much the same figure. Now, like I said, I don't have the vintage, so I'll compare him up to the modern, the Night Force version for the modern. And so there's that. But his flashlights are painted in a reddish color, like infrared, so it's kind of cool. So instead of shining bright, they shine like infrared for the night vision gear to pair up with, which I found to be pretty cool. And I like the bandolier bullets that's always been on Tunnel Rat, even from the vintage. He's got that bandolier bullets going on there. Now it's sculpted on here. It wasn't sculpted on the modern. It was actually an accessory that can come off. And so it is an accessory that can come off on these classified figures. All right, so let me set him over here. These guys out of the way. Now, as soon as I look at the accessories, I'll take a look at the classified series boxes. Well, something I normally do first, but I like to play it by ear as I do these Joe takes and just do whatever feels right in the moment. And today, I wanted to just jump into looking at the figures. All right, so what we've got here is we've got this massive machine gun. Now, I'm going to bring his footlocker over here. Now, I'm disappointed that they stopped having the classified figures come with these. It is a nice place to keep all the figures' accessories, whereas you just have to put it back in the box, which, you know, is okay on display where you can see them. We'll start with the backpack, and we're going to compare this up to the vintage pack. Now, the modern pack did not look like this. It was a completely just different one mold pack. So I'll only pair these up and compare them because this is what it was based on. You can see they did a decent job of bringing the classified version back to what the vintage was like, instead of just this molded on black backpack. Now it was green for the classic version on the modern line too. I do like the fact that these flashlights can come out, and they stick in there really well. You just gotta kind of shove them down in there, just like on the original. But it's set up a little different. The original is kind of flat all the way across with the holes on top, but this actually has the pack sticking up a little bit so that you can actually brace it up against something. So that's sometimes they do design it better, and I think this is quite a bit better. So that's the backpack, and I'm gonna just drop it down into the foot locker there. And he, like I said, we'll get into the box here in a minute, but I will check out this sniper rifle machine gun. It was set up to be a heavy machine gun assist. So he doubles as a heavy machine gunner and an EOD specialist, or explosive ordnance disposal. But it has a night vision scope, so he can actually target single shot snipes. So that's kind of cool. I like the fact that they did that. And they have like green for where he's supposed to hold the gun. And on the stock also there is green plastic. That's not painted on. That's actually green plastic that's been attached to the gun, just like the same color. Well, not exactly the same color, but it's supposed to be the same color as the tripod, which makes it so that if I can display it properly, it can stand on its own, which is pretty cool. I really like that about this particular classified figure. Drop that. The Foot Locker. We're going to take a look at these night vision goggles. Now you can slide them right down over his face so that he can have them over his eyes, and you can display them that way. It looks pretty cool. Or you can have him the classic way with just the do-rag on his head, which is how the original was. Now the original had just a darker color, darker olive green. Hey, we got Joel and Spike in here. How you doing, Joel? It's good to see you. Talking Tunnel Rat today. Now, I'm gonna put those away, and we're gonna put his arm down, good and proper. Now, the way these classified figures are designed is so cool. I really, really like them. Now, I'm gonna put his satchel back on him and his bandolier bullets, which doesn't really stay very well. There is a little peg actually on here where you can pop it under his scarf. And if you get it in there right, it will stay pretty good. And then he has another, he's got his holster strap there with his Joe Pro as well. So I like the Joe Pros. I know a lot of people don't. I don't know why. I think they're pretty cool. Their communication right there by the shoulder, so they can just tap it and they can talk to whatever they need. And once it's activated, they can voice activate it, and they can, it'll pick up everything. And it also doubles as a camera. So it is a body cam as well, which I think is pretty cool. Now, I know it's flat on his shoulder, so you might think it can't, film forward, but apparently the technology is such that it can film 360 degrees. So I think that's pretty cool. At least in my head canon, that's how it works. And there's his satchel, which like I said, before I put the figure away, I'll put it back on. But compared to the original satchel isn't flat. And let me see if I can take this off of him without doing any damage to his thumb. Gently take his gun out here, set my vintage figure aside. And now, see, on these, if you put it over the shoulder, you had to actually get the elbow close to the head and bend it over, and then you could just slide it off. It wouldn't just pop on over the arm. So let me put the tunnel right down here as we compare these satchels. And now it's not the same color, but I actually like the more subtle brown. It looks like kind of a light brown color compared to the green. When are you getting a mini Utah Hockey Club jersey for your Joes? I don't know, Sid. That's a good question. But like I said, it's the original is kind of looks more like a pouch, and this is really flat. I think the flat design actually works better for a field soldier, so that they're not bumping into things or not getting in the way of his gear and stuff. But there's that. And then, like I said, he's got this bandolier here, and I have tried to get it up under the scarf. There is a little extension on the shoulder. I don't know if you can see that, and it is supposed to pop under the scarf, and it can, but it doesn't really stay very well. And that's the only thing about this figure. If I had a gripe, the one gripe, that's what it would be. Now, this pistol, the bandolier just kind of pops off your shoulder there really easy. And it's same with the Night Force, so we won't take a look. It's the same accessories and everything, other than the night vision gear. This pistol is pretty cool. Let's see if I can give you a better view of it. And the grip on the pistol grip there is brown, and I'm pretty sure that is a paint application, which is pretty cool. And we'll just pop it back in the holster there. Now all of these come off. You can pop the head off, you can get the scarf off, and you can take all these off if you want to display them that way, which is kind of nice. And then of course you got the knife on the side, and we'll take a look at that too. There's the combat knife. Now for me, the only thing he's missing, and it's just my own personal gripe, I think every combat soldier should have a sidearm and a combat knife. He does not come with a sidearm, but that's okay. He does have the unit patch on his shoulder, which is I'm pretty sure that is a wolf, but I could be wrong. Let's see if I can get that so we can see it better, which is kind of cool. Now the Night Force one does have a different patch. He actually has the Night Force patch, which is pretty awesome. So there it is. I'm going to slide his satchel back on here. With this one, you just have to get it over the arm, and it just slides right on, and it fits better. And they did a pretty good job of holding true to the original while making improvements that I think fit the figure a lot better. I like the slightly lighter do-rag compared to the vintage figure, but it's not that far off really as far as color scheme. Let's see if I can get it from the back. They did, like I said, it's pretty close. I mean, we're not wanting to be exact, but you want to recognize him as Tunnel Rat, and in my opinion, you recognize this figure as Tunnel Rat, or at least I do. And that was the goal, and I think they succeeded very well. So let me set him aside here. Now we'll take a look at the boxes, and we'll start by showing you the box that he comes inside the box, and it has this cool black and white version of the artwork that's on the side of the box, which I'll show you in just a second. It's just a standard little box that the figure fits into. And then what you have here is the box that he comes in. Shows off the unit patch there on the side, which I think actually we can get a better look at there than we can on the figure because it's blown up a little bit. And you know, that's actually a rat with a flashlight. That's kind of cool. I thought it was a wolf, but I'm kind of getting blind in my old age, so I can't really see things that are small. But yeah, I'm glad they blew that up on the box so we can see that it was a rat. And of course, she's number 83 in the series. And like I said, I never got into what those symbols meant. And in lieu of a file card, I think that's not very cool. But then you got the back, and then got the side with the really cool artwork, which is in my Joe Takes 53, which I'll be showing at the end of the video. So there is Tunnel Rat 83. Now I'll put all this stuff away after, as we'll take a pretty quick look at the classified Night Force Tunnel Rat. Now, these backpacks, like the original, are bulky and heavy. They do not stay very well if you put it straight, but if you lean it forward and it kind of sticks out of the back a little bit, another possible mini gripe, but I generally don't like to gripe about any of this. I like to just tell you what I like about these figures. So I will put this in his foot locker, number 107 in the series. And big, bulky. And see, now the gun is the same. And I forgot to point out on the other one that the massive clip here just comes off and pops back on. So that's pretty cool. It has the bipod, same color. Now, see, on the other one, the gun, the sight is painted as well. This one's painted red, and that one's the blue. I didn't point that out on the other one, so I'm glad I got the opportunity. So the main difference I wanted to show on them is not only that the patch, unit patch on the shoulder, which I don't know if they have on the box. We'll take a look. Hopefully they do. So we can take a better look at the Night Force patch. And then we have the night vision gear. Now pop this off and see, like I said, it's a lighter do-rag, but it's camouflaged, which is pretty cool. Let me see if there's little bits of camo on there, which I think is a nice paint app. And his knife is painted with a black handle instead of a brown, which is pretty cool. Make sure that now this satchel is actually a green color, but it's the same setup, same deal. The Joe Pro is kind of red, giving it that night force feel. But like I said, the main difference here is the night vision mask instead of the goggles, which I put away already. So, but I showed you them already, so they're pretty cool. And it just slides right over the head, real nice and easy, so that you can just put it on your classified figure, and boom, done. I thought that was a pretty good improvement over the other one, the one that was like a strap over his head. Now, it's his foot locker. Pop that off to the side here as I pick up the box. See the box that it came with inside. The artwork is completely different on this figure, which is cool. Hello, Cool Gamer. How you doing? It's good to see you. We're talking Tunnel Rat today on Joe Takes. And so I love the fact that he accentuated the pistol and the holster on this particular piece of art. And the color version is awesome too. So we'll be taking a look at both of those. Now here is the Night Force box, and they do show off the unit patch there. So let me take a closer look as we look at the front. Now see, I like this that they added this bit here all across the bar where they if I can do this right, where they show the accessories. I wish they kept that up. That's pretty cool too. Now it's on the back where they have all the accessories, so that's neat. And he's 107 in the series, and then there's the artwork, which is, I actually prefer the black and white in most cases, and that would be the same with this one. I don't know why, it seems to accentuate what's on the gun more than the color. So, same pick, just colored. And let me see if I can get a good look at that unit patch. Not really. Maybe you guys can. Let's see what that is. I'll put it real close up to the camera and see if I can get it so it's not so blurry. But there's that. And like I said, I do like the Night Force logo. It's always been pretty cool. So there's your Night Force Tunnel Rat box. I do not have a carded version of Tunnel Rat, but here's your Night Force Tunnel Rat. And I'll put these two up together so you can see together so you can see the differences between the two. It's kind of subtle, but you know, just coloration. And you can mix and match if you want the green satchel on the more classic version. You can do that. You want the brown on the Night Force, which you know they might marry up really well. You can switch all the gear too, so that's kind of cool. I've always loved that about G.I. Joe, how the accessories were easily switched back and forth. Now normally I go into the character and stuff, but I'm gonna do a bit on that. But right now I do have a file card that I put together into a video for G.I. Joe Gold Bricks that I did back in August. I'll shut the music off here, and I'll play that for you, and then I'll come back and we'll talk comics, we'll talk cartoon, and everything about the character of Tunnel Rat. So here is codename Tunnel Rat.
Joe, codename Tunnel Rat, field
the infiltrator, file name, Nicky Lee, E5 Sergeant, U.S. Army. Birthplace, Brooklyn, New York, primary specialty, explosive ordnance disposal, secondary specialty. Combat engineer, qualified expert, all NATO small arms and all Warsaw Pact explosive devices, graduated weapons expert, preferred weapon, 7 ballistic tube, Timonita, M60 GPMG, lead superior hand-to-hand combat fighting ability above, below the ground, made him an ideal recruit for the G.I. Joe team. And after 5 years of using standard issue weapons in makeshift combat situations, Colonel Rat jumped at the chance to work with a crack unit of veteran soldiers armed with some of the most sophisticated and highly advanced weaponry available, submitted by Falcon. When Tunnel Rat heard about the Night Force, he came out of the tunnel so fast the backdraft caused a cave-in. I guess he couldn't wait to see the look on the enemy's face when he started unloading 1,000 rounds a minute, 6 feet underground. To go to weird and exotic places, meet interesting people who are all out to surprise me, and at the end of the month I get paid. What more can I ask for? No one wanna play with the rat no more.
You two rawhides will love this little training exercise. All you gotta do is get from here to there and ring that bell. But watch out for surprises.
Big deal. I got kicked out of kindergartens with tougher playgrounds than this.
Cut the macho, Tunnel Rat. Now do it!
Big Lob makes his move. Big Lob goes for the gold. Whoa!
I do like that scene in G.I. Joe the movie, and I've got these set up so we can talk about them. Hope you enjoyed the file card. That's my version of reading a file card. I put together a video, and I started doing that back in June, I think. Airtight, and then Wild Weasel, and then I started doing a bunch, so it was kind of fun. But for Cobra Convergence in July, I made one every day for Cobra, and then I did the same in August for the Joes, for what I like to call G.I. Joe Gold Bricks. It's something I like to do in the months of July and August for G.I. Joe, and I'll probably be doing that again next year. Something different, though, not something every day like that. I like to do something different every year. But G.I. Joe the movie was pretty cool, and Tunnel Rat was introduced in this movie. Here's the back. This is just the DVD version. I do have the Blu-ray, but I wasn't able to locate it today. It's probably in my big rounder back there. He was also in a few other animated appearances, most notably Valor vs. Venom. Very cool movie by Paramount, actually. And there are some really cool songs on this and Spy Troops, the movie. And I don't remember whether he was in Spy Troops, the movie, or not. He may have been, but briefly. He wasn't one of the main characters in that. He actually played a pretty big role in this particular animated movie. He was also in G.I. Joe Resolute, where he led a team up to Cobra satellites to take him down. It was pretty cool. And the line I remember most from this movie from Tunnel Rat was, "What, you don't want to play with the rat no more?" So very cool movie. This is definitely for your adult audience. It's very violent, very brutal, and a lot of people actually get killed in this particular animated film. Very cool. It was started out as an internet series that they put it together finally into a full movie, and released it actually the same day they released Valor vs. Venom, and I picked them both up at the same time. It's pretty cool. Then, of course, Tunnel Rat was one of the main characters out of the 5 that starred in G.I. Joe Renegades with Duke, Roadblock, Snake Eyes, and Scarlet, and so Pretty sure I remembered all of them that were in that. It was pretty much the A-Team G.I. Joe style. They were on the run from the law and from Cobra, who was a big conglomerate company. And Cobra Commander and Baroness were brother and sister in this. It was kind of cool. Very cool. Very cool. A 26 episode series that if you haven't seen and you love G.I. Joe, check out G.I. Joe Renegades. Very cool. Very different. Very edgy and very cool. Now, that'll take us to, that was all of his animated appearances. And he was cool whenever he was on screen. And so it was nice to have Tunnel Rat in the animated series. Now, he was in quite a few comics. I pulled out all the covers that he was on. He's barely there, visible behind Stalker next to Scoop. And then we've of course got, so that's Special Missions 23. Interesting issue, mainly focusing on Scoop and how he joined the Joes. But this is his first appearance in the comics. This is G.I. Joe 59. And he's right there front and center on the slam there with Outback, with Raptor, and the armored Cobra Commander coming down on him in the Cobra Pogo. Very cool cover. Love this cover. And then we have Tunnel Rat there, right front and center again. This is the Desert Fox. Skid Mark is driving. Then you have Windmill next to him, which Windmill was a very lesser known character that was in just I think this was his only major appearance. He came with a vehicle called the Skystorm, if I remember. X-Wing Skystorm was a helicopter that converted into a jet. Stop rotor is what they call that, a stop rotor aircraft. And then we have him with going into, this is right before the Cobra Civil War. Skid Mark, unfortunate code name. Yeah, you could say that. They called him Treadmark when they brought him back out in the G.I. Joe Collectors Club. Treadmark does not have the same ring to it that Skid Mark has. I understand the connotations to a Skid Mark, it being kind of funny, but it's more geared towards vehicles and stuff. But I think they could have come up with a better code name for him than Skid Mark, that's for sure. And they had a stolen Mamba in this, and they infiltrated Cobra Island. Falcon led a team. Falcon and Gung Ho led this team. Its Spirit Iron Knife was in this too. This is a really cool issue, and it led right into the Cobra Civil War. Very badass. I mean, we're talking, yeah, it just went right into some pretty cool stuff. The next cover that I found that him being on that I have is this issue, G.I. Joe 113, during the Benzene War, where a lot of Joes got killed. But that's his major appearances. But my favorite cover, which I will show you directly here, let's pick it out of the bag, is Special Missions 21, Blackjack. There he is with Spearhead, Bobcat Max, and my boy Airtight back there. Very cool cover, one of my favorites. I do have it so that I can give you a better look at it. I've got this set up already, so there you go. Now this one was a little grainy, but this was the best one I could find, and I'm not really good at scanning stuff, even though I do have a scanner. So if I can rip it off the internet, I do that. So there's that. But I want to pull this out. We're going to take a look at it. In the comics, Tunnel Rat was a team leader, but he also was he led this mission right here. He also was a good team member when led by either Beachhead or Flint. A lot of special missions. He was in quite a few in the special missions series. I really thought this series was cool. I wish they had continued it, but I know that when G.I. Joe started getting in decline, they had to only have one book instead of two going at this. They had two monthly books running there for a while back in the 80s, which I thought was awesome at the time. Now they opens right away with Tunnel Rat and Skid Mark there, and Lightfoot's in the back there with Airtight. And Lightfoot was so busy trying to read the subway signs not subway, but the underground signs, street signs to let them know where they were in the city of New York. They were near the Cobra Consulate building, and they were in the sewers, and it was a really cool issue. But there was a line, there was a bunch of lines in here where Cobra would have this stink bomb that Xandar actually released. It was one of Xandar's rare appearances as well. So let me see if I can find this real quick. They were worried about this stink bomb, and Cobra set it off. They thought it was nerve gas or some crap at the beginning, but they realized that it was just a stink bomb they were going to release in the sewers. And once it went off, here it is right here. There's the scene down there. They're all putting their gas mask on, and they're all saying it's so terrible. Skidmark says gas, and Tunnel Rat's all ugh. And this dude that was with him goes rotten eggs, and Airtight said dead skunk, and Lightfoot up here, or Charborough, I'm sorry, not Lightfoot, Charborough said he said worse. It's not nerve gas, it's a Cobra stink bomb. So this was a really cool issue, and they were actually a diversion for what was going on elsewhere. But this whole issue was really cool. Definitely a side mission, and that is one of my favorite special missions, right along with the next one, which was 22 with the Shockwave, which I'll be taking a better look at next month, actually, for Veterans Day. On Veterans Day, I'll be looking at Shockwave. So that's what we got going on for next month, just so you know. But tonight, yes, comics are a good segue into. I will be a panelist on Spine Ticks Live. Please join us. Link in the description. Sith is in the chat. Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you being here. But I'm going to talk my opinion on the character here. But I wanted to shout Spine Ticks Live out while it was in my head, and I remembered Mahid, covered up Mahid. So we've got the figures, got cartoon, we've got Yo Joe, yes sir. We got the comics talked about. Now in the comics, like I was saying, he didn't have a really big role. I know Larry Hama liked the character, and he had him in it a lot. He didn't have any pivotal arcs though, and it was nothing. There wasn't any personal stories with Tunnel Rat, but some very cool issues where Tunnel Rat had a lot of cool things to say and a lot of cool things to do, which is nice because so many characters in the whole saga of G.I. Joe. It's hard to focus on single characters, and Larry Hama did have a few that he really liked to write, and unfortunately, Tunnel Rat wasn't one of them. But clearly, he liked Tunnel Rat, and I'm sure that it was very flattering that they made him in the writer's image, which I think is really cool. Bust out the vintage one more time. Can you see it one more time? Now, my opinion of Tunnel Rat, he is a squad leader. Now, he's also an explosive expert, explosive ordnance disposal expert. So he can set the bombs and he can take them down. He just knows how to defuse bombs. That is his role. But he also is an effective squad leader and a really cool field sergeant. That is his rank and pay grade. E5 Sergeant. Very cool character. Now, I like to have him with some of his 87 teammates like he was in G.I. Joe the movie. Jinx was one of those in the movie. Law and Order. Very cool characters. I like those characters too. Law was actually my favorite character of 1987. Tunnel Rat was a close second. At some point, if they bring Law and Order out for the classified, I might take a look at him. And I definitely will do a G.I. Joe short takes on Law probably next year, because they should have him in the classified series. They got Mutt and Junkyard, which is cool. I'm glad they put them out first, but it's time for they got Timber as well with Snake Eyes, so it's time for Law and Order. And there it is. So Tunnel Rat, to me, definitely a super cool character that was introduced sort of, in the 6th year out of 13. So it was right in the middle. So he definitely around through a lot of it. Get this music going. chat with a bit of music going on in the background. Definitely one of the better characters that they came out with after, I would say, 86. 87 was kind of the cutoff of when started getting character background in detail for characters. I mean, some of the ones that came out later got some decent backgrounds, like Big Ben in 91, and he got some pretty cool story arcs. Shockwave in 88. Like I said, I'll be taking a look at him next month. He's my favorite 1988 character. I like to group them in years that they came out, and that's when I determine my favorites. And then from there, I put a big list together, and I do have a top 10, which I have done on Joe Takes before, and I may do another one. See if I give another update now that I know more about filming and what I'm doing here on YouTube. I might do another one for G.I. Joe and Cobra. So that's my take on Tunnel Rat. And I hope you enjoyed it. I do have Joe Takes 53 to play for you with artwork and that part of that cool music that I rendered for this particular video that I'm going to play. But I liked it so much I put it into a full MP4 video for our radio show. I'll be playing it hopefully this Thursday, I think. Because that's what we got coming up this week is on Monday. We've got Ravenloft Session 2, Halloween 2024. So we're doing that all month, every Monday. We've already done one session this week. And so starting next week, right out the gate, Monday night, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, Halloween Ravenloft. So we're going to be having some fun with that. Which falls right in line with Halloween this month. I thought Tunnel Rat was a cool Joe to look at in October for Halloween month. Then on Wednesday night, we have a premiere for our Lenharo series, which Tiger has rendered some incredible images again. And I have put together a song that I hope people like. So it should be a good one. It's a little different because I had to kind of put together two different classifications of monsters, humanoids and amorphic creatures like blobs and shape changers, and put one song together for that. And I think I put together a decent song, so I hope you enjoy that. Thursday night, we're on our radio show, which our theme is witches this week for both our for this next week for both our radio show and our Fridays from the Hilt, and also Spine Takes Live that week. The theme is witches, so it's all witches all the time next week. So it's going to be a witchy week. But as far as tonight, Spine Takes Live, our theme is monsters, so please check us out. We're going to have a good time. We're going to look at comics. We're going to have mail calls. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff. Talk sports, talk pets. Spine Pets is a really cool segment, so enjoy that tonight. But as for that, that's about all I have to say about Tunnel Rat. Hope you had a good time with me today, and looking forward to being on Spine Takes Live tonight. So that all being said, Logan out, and here is Joe Takes 43.
Oh, would I do a thing like that?
Unsubstantiated fantasy! Lies! Lies! Lies!
I think you might need an exit strategy.